Well, most of the conversation we've been having here is about male homosexuals, because that's most of the clients we deal with. And there seems to be more male homosexuality than female homosexuality. Some studies say 5 to 1, some say 3 to 1. One study says 11 to 1. We don't know exactly, but we know that there is more male homosexuality than female homosexuality. And that might be because the boy has to disidentify with the mother and connect with the father. See, he has the additional developmental task of doing this. The girl maintains her identity with her mother, and from that she develops a feminine identity. But the boy has to do this other particular step. So, while we've been talking about male homosexuality, we might want to consider for a moment lesbianism. Now, lesbianism could be a little more complicated, and there are 3 basic causes in terms of development. So let's start with the earliest development. The first one is this, what we call the symbiotic or infant relationship, where the baby girl is attached to the mother, but there is a breach or a break or a breaking of the emotional connection with the mother. The mother is attuned to the baby, but maybe she's going through a psychological problem herself, or she's going through a crisis, or she's having trouble with the father or the husband. And so she makes a disconnection. So the baby experiences this loss, this drop of attachment. So it's intermittent connection, okay? So there's this hunger for the mother figure, which they discover later on. Growing up a little longer, we go to another kind of problem that the girl might encounter, which is a gender problem. And this is like the male homosexual. For the lesbian, she disidentified with the mother and bonded with the father. See, she did what the boy should do. Now, why would a girl disconnect with the mother and bond with the father? Well, sometimes you have a family dynamic where the mother is passive and weak and emotionally unavailable. Yeah, and the father is very, we say seductive, not sexually seductive, but very a large personality. He's charismatic, he's salient. You might have a situation where the father is abusive to the mother, and the girl says, if this is what it means to be a female, to be weak, to be victim, I'm going to identify with dad. And in fantasy, she becomes daddy's little boy. This is identification with the aggressor. So she basically, in fantasy, denies her feminine identity. And this is the more masculine type of lesbian, the more butch type lesbian. And very often this lesbian type will connect with the first type that's looking for a mother figure. So you'll have the passive feminine type, and then you have the more masculine type. So you have 2 different types. Then we have a third cause, which is a girl who might have been sexually molested by a male. And so for her, she has a phobic reaction or a fearful reaction to male sexuality. And for her, lesbianism is it's a safe place for her to go. But that is more like a trust issue. It's not so much a fundamental issue. And that usually has the best prognosis in therapy. Those are the 3 basic types.